Hey guys, this is Chris with First Place Sports. I am going to be talking to you about our 5-step fit process and how we take somebody who walks in and we take a video understanding what they are looking to do with that shoe, whether it's walking or running, and then get them into the appropriate footwear regarding to how their foot strikes the ground, whether they're walking or running. So we call this our 5-step fit process. And the first thing is that initial assessment of understanding where this person is coming from. We look at their training history, their background. Are they just getting started, or is this a seasoned athlete? So for that, we kind of then take them from that stage into measuring their foot with a Brannick device to get the foot length, foot width, and the arch length. And in addition, we might even take them into a single leg standing balance test on a right leg, on their left leg. And when they are standing on that one leg, we're going to have them do kind of a couple knee bends, switch, do a couple knee bends on the other foot. So what we see is already how is that foot when it hits the ground? Is it already collapsing to that inside? Is it pretty stable? Does it roll out? Do they have good balance? And so with those sorts of kind of little tests, we kind of have an idea of where we might be taking them in that fit process, whether they need a neutral category shoe, whether they may underpronate, whether they may overpronate. So a little bit more on that is we then get them into a neutral shoe. And so this is a New Balance shoe that is a neutral category. And so what that means is on the medial side of that shoe, all the foam throughout the entire bottom of that shoe is all the same level of cushioning. Stability shoe would have, in most cases, something on this medial side of the arch area. So if that foot overpronates, which means it would over rotate to the inside, that shoe is a little firmer. So as that tries to rotate over, this is not allowing them to kind of collapse that foam as easily. So it slows that rate of overpronation. If somebody were to underpronate, meaning if they would supinate, so as they strike the ground, they stay to that lateral side, that outside edge, and or encourage even more to that outside, that would be a supination. They would not be put in a stability category shoe. They would be kept into a neutral category, and then it's just a level of cushioning that is comfortable for them. So with that being said, we start everybody in a neutral category shoe, and in taking the video, we could see the foot hit at this angle, we could see it hit at this angle. Less likely will we see somebody's foot strike initially hit at this angle, but most cases it's going to hit on this slightly lateral edge, and then it's going to pronate, and then ideally we would see them toe off. So if that's the case, that would be a neutral kind of gait, and we would keep them to that neutral category shoe, and then it's whatever cushioning level that they would kind of preference. If they were to hit their heel first, midfoot, or forefoot first, that could change a little bit with what kind of shoe category would be appropriate for them. I would say the majority of people are going to hit their heel first and on that lateral side, and then that foot comes down, pronates, and then will come off the toe. Again, if it hits that lateral side in the heel and pronates normally and then comes off the toe, then we would keep them in that neutral category. Say they hit this lateral heel, and as they pronate their foot, it rotates more to the inside before their foot comes off, then that would be where we would look to that stability category shoe, where it's going to be that shoe that's going to have a little bit more support. If somebody lands a little bit more midfoot, then their foot's going to land, hit more midfoot, pronate, and come off. That would be neutral. If, again, it hits on that lateral side, pronates a little bit too much, and then comes off, there's a chance that we would be looking at going into that kind of stability category shoe for that person. And if somebody is a definite forefoot striker, a lot of cases, if somebody's going to forefoot strike, you're going to see a lot of movement in that shoe and that foot anyways. So a lot of times those people are going to be probably better off in something that's just going to be more comfortable for them. So for that, it's going to be a neutral category, and then it's just a level of cushioning. So this would be like a lightweight cushioned type of a shoe, and this would be a very maximum cushioned shoe. So these are personal preferences, whether you like this level of cushion versus this level of cushion. Although research would say that if you were to stand 2 feet off of the ground and jump onto a mattress, and if you were 2 feet off the ground and jump off onto concrete, you would actually try to absorb more of the impact when you jump off onto concrete versus onto a mattress, because you know that you have a soft, pillowy surface to land on. So there's no right or wrong. It's going to be some preference on that person, because again, a lot of people go with comfort. That should still be a pretty big factor into what shoe or what foot category that that we look to put somebody into. A few of the other things is common running injuries. If we do see somebody with a foot that tends to overpronate, so what happens when that foot overpronates, the bones that are above the ankle, those are going to rotate, and there could be some people that tend to overpronate that have some knee pain, that have some hip pain. It could also be if they're overpronating, they could have some Achilles, because if that foot's going to do a lot of movement back here, that Achilles tendon that's behind the calcaneus going up the leg is going to have a little bit more flex and bend to it, so it just might be getting a little aggravated. So we see that if somebody doesn't have a neutral gait or a neutral foot strike, then there could be some common running injuries with that. What we do here is we don't diagnose or assess any sort of common injuries. We just try to do our best into allowing that runner to be put into a shoe that's comfortable, allows them to do the activity that they like without having that shoe kind of get in the way. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I can always do some follow-up videos, but at least to give you a lot of information in a short amount of time, that would be what we've got with how we take somebody from walking in to getting them into the right kind of a footwear category that would allow them to go out, go walk, go run, and enjoy themselves. So, thanks.